going on, guys, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Now in today's video, it's a very special video. This is my best friend Dale's 2000 Civic Si, and we're gonna take it on a test drive, see what I think of it, because if I haven't told you guys already, I'm really thinking about getting a project car for the channel, and this Em1 Civic Si is something I would highly consider. Now, I absolutely love the blue on this car, but I don't want to copy Dale. I don't want to get the same exact color, and they made this car in red and black as well. So if I could find this exact car in black or red, this is probably what I would go with, because there's something about the two-door that I absolutely love. So this is a beautiful example of a 2000 Civic Si Em1. Dale has done very, very tasteful mods to this car. It does have a full exhaust. It has a Megan Racing header, so it kind of sounds like a Subaru just a little bit, and it's got a very, very loud exhaust, as you guys will hear in just a few. He does have the wing on it, which I think makes this car look incredible. And overall, I think Dale's done an awesome job at making this car look great. It's got 133,000 miles on it, so it's a very low mileage for this year. Dale actually owned a red Civic Si before this that I did a video on. So if you guys want to see that, click the link above to watch that video. But that one had a little bit more miles than this one does. And this car overall is just very, very pretty, and I really, really want one. So I'm considering either getting an Em1 if I can find a clean enough one, or I'm thinking about getting an EG hatch SI, because I want to build a track monster, something that's right around 300 to 400 wheel horsepower, and I think a Civic would be a super fun build to do here on the channel. So if that's something you guys would want to see, let me know down in the comments below, because I really have fallen in love with the Civic. So let's take this on a drive, see what I think, and give you guys my honest opinion. So you guys are probably wondering, these are not the stock seats that come in the Civic Si. Dale has actually replaced the stock ones with an 07 Si seat, so they do have a little bit of bolstering down here. They actually have red stitching, which I think looks really good, and they say Si right here, so it just kind of completes the package. Now this car sits very, very, very low to the ground. It's a very comfortable place to be. As you guys can see here on the dash, you've got the little SI logo right there, which is really cool. This car revs out to almost 8,000 RPM, which is absolutely crazy. You guys will hear in just a second, it's super loud, and then Dale also ordered this little Hoonigan thing that he has stickered on. So let's take this car on a drive and see what we think. So I hope you guys are gonna be able to hear me over this car, because this car is super loud. Dale's actually planning on getting another exhaust here in the future, just because this one's a little bit too loud for his liking. A lot of people roasted me in the last video because I called this car blue. Now it is Electron Blue Pearl, which is the rarest color of the Em1 SIs, and it's probably my favorite because it is very rare. You don't see many of these cars, especially in as clean of condition as this car is in. Setting off in the 2000 Civic Si Em1. Now arguably the 2000 Civic Si is one of, if not the best Civic Si that Honda has ever produced. So this car came with a B16, has 160 horsepower, and maxes out at 111 foot-pounds of torque. Now in the 99 and 2000 Honda Civic, they finally introduced the B16 that had the variable valve timing. So VTEC kicks in right around 5,500 RPM and goes all the way up to 8,200 RPM redline, which is absolutely awesome. The car absolutely screams when you start to rev it out. Now it's finally warmed up, so let's see how it goes. VTEC. That's so fun. I love this car. I keep telling Dale he shouldn't let me drive this because he knows how bad I want one of these. Probably hear the change in pitch as soon as VTEC kicks in at 5,500, and it hits strong. Now while this car isn't the fastest car, it has so much potential. If I was to get one of these on the channel, I would definitely throw a turbo kit on it. While it's a little bit sacrilegious just because it does have VTEC, this car screams. You don't think you're going that fast, but then you look down and you're still only in third gear flooring it, and you're already going slightly slightly above 55. So the exhaust is just a little bit loud for my liking. You guys can probably hear the drone through the video. This is Dale's daily driver. This is what he drives absolutely everywhere, and he loves the car. I seriously think this would be the perfect addition to the channel. So if you guys want to see a big turbo or moderate turbo build on a Civic and turning it into an ultimate track weapon, let me know, because I want to get a Civic for the channel, whether it's an EG hatch or an Em1. I don't really care what it is, or even a base Civic. I just want to buy one and do a turbo swap on it. So now, while the B16A2 engine is very kind of pathetic down at low RPMs, as soon as you get this to 5,500 and VTEC does kick in, it really is exhilarating. It's a lot of fun, and I think it pulls really good. It's not like a hard pull, but it's very consistent. And you can't complain about the great gas mileage this car gets, because it gets almost 30 miles to the gallon. All right, let's hit VTEC one more time. This car screams, dude. I love this thing. Now let's talk about the way this car handles. Very sharp, very direct. The Civic Si actually came with tuned suspension. That was kind of what set this car apart besides VTEC. So it handles really well. Dale's taken this to a couple track days, and I've ridden with him, and this car has absolutely blown my mind. Brake feel is a little bit different than the cars I'm used to. This is a 2000, so it's 19 years old now. For a 19-year-old car, this car is very impressive. And I actually was doing some research on the Em1, and I found this thing that said that there was a exact Civic Si, an Em1 Electron Blue Pearl, that had 12,000 miles and sold on Bring a Trailer for $24,000. A 2000 Civic Si that sold for $24,000. That's as much as the brand new 2018 Civic Si sells for. So that's saying something. Now this car came from the factory with four-wheel double wishbone suspension, which was a very new feature for Civics. What the? Well, if I was Dale, I'm not sure what I would do with this car, because it is such a rare car, and I think the value on it's only going to continue to increase. A little fun fact about it was actually voted the second best Honda Civic that Honda has ever produced, besides, I think it was the 1987 through 88 Civic. Overall, for a 19-year-old car, this car sounds incredible. It drives really well, it handles even better, and overall is just a really good car if you want something fun for the track. Now, if it was me, I would upgrade the brakes on this car, because they are a little soft for my liking, and you do have to push very hard into the pedal to get any type of feel out of them. I'm also used to my 2018 Focus RS, which is a brand new car, and this is definitely not. VTEC one more time. This car didn't get a ton of different upgrades, but it did get 15-inch 7-spoke wheels, and then as you guys saw on the side, it did get that Civic Si badge on the very back, and then it also got that VTEC logo, just to let you know that, hey, this is a Em1 and it's got VTEC. So a few subtle upgrades for looks, and then like I said, Dale has the wing on this car. In this car, there's a few things you can do to help improve the performance. There's not a ton you can do, but you can do an intake. Dale actually has a carbon fiber intake, which is breathtaking on this car. Carbon fiber, you pay way more for it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I highly recommend that intake because it's really, really pretty looking and it's functional. And you can do headers and exhaust just to kind of let the motor breathe a little bit better. I'm sure you guys are curious what the 0 to 60 time is on this car. It is 7.2 seconds. So for a 19-year-old car, 7.2 seconds, that's not that bad. So I'm gonna bring it back to Dale. Huge shout out to him. If you guys want to follow him and follow the build on this car, I'm gonna leave all of his stuff down in the description. He's got this, he's got a big old F350 diesel Ford, which he absolutely loves. He's actually working on that currently while I review his car. So if you guys want to follow along, this is his absolute baby. He plans on doing a bunch of things to it in the near future, so give him a follow. His car is absolutely awesome. And like I said, if you guys want to see some type of Civic, I'd really like an SI on the channel. If you guys want to see it, leave a comment down below because I think this would be a great addition to the channel. I think you guys would really enjoy seeing content on. One more time, VTEC. You guys want to see one of these on the channel because I really want one.